This is going to be interesting. Oh, wrong way. Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to my shop. Today I want to talk about gluing leather onto wood, particularly on bench vices or the jaws. So when you're squeezing them together, there's a little bit of cushion there so you're not crushing the wood. Now this has come up because of the failure on my end vise. I used a different leather. I used this stuff, which I don't know the tanning method of it, but it's far more stretchy, it's flexible, it's got a lot of give in it. And this wasn't the best choice, but it was the leather I had on hand, so I figured, oh, what's the difference? I'll put that on there. Also, the glue I was using, I've used it quite a bit on other ones, and I've been very happy with it. It's worked very well. But because of the failure on that, I figured this might be a good chance to try some other glues. So today I want to talk about different things that I've used in the past, glues that I like, how to use them, and what I'm going to do for this. So let's glue some leather to some wood. So first let's talk about leather. Now I've worked with leather a lot, but I'm not a leather aficionado and I've never really gotten into tanning. So I don't know a whole lot about the different methods of tanning and what they do to cause different tendencies in leather. But this stuff is a very, very flexible, soft leather. I love this for things that my hands have to handle. Gloves would be great. But it is very, very stretchy. It's got a lot of give to it. So when you glue this to a surface, this is going to be moving and bending a lot, making the glue to fail. Whereas this is a vegetable tan. It is a very stiff leather. It's a bit thinner. I don't need all the thickness of this. So when I glue this in here, it's not going to move as much. It's not going to wiggle as much. So I'll leave a link to this stuff that I got. Also, this is rough on both sides, which makes it really nice for the draw-off surfaces, gives it a little bit of clamping, and the rough surface is kind of good for gluing. So for this glue up, I'm going to use two different glues. Number one, I'm going to be using Barge. This is my favorite contact cement. It is a very, very good contact cement. And the nice thing about it is it also comes, you can get this thinner, that you can thin it down. So it works out onto leather and rough surfaces far easier. So I'm going to be thinning down a batch, and I've got this right here. This is 50-50 Barge and thinner. And it makes it far more viscous, far more fluid, so it goes on to the work far easier. So that's what I'm going to be using for one side of it. In the past, I've used DAP because I had it on hand. I have no problem with DAP. Works fairly well. I just haven't found a thinner that I like with the DAP as well. Barge is the brand that I really like for contact cement. And then when doing some research on this, I found a lot of people actually use hide glue. And I thought that was kind of surprising. I didn't think about hide glue at all. It isn't the glue that pops to mind, but if you think about it, what is leather but a hide? So let's use some hide glue. So for one jaw, I'm going to be using the contact cement, and for the other jaw, I'm going to be using Titebond's hide glue. I would use this, except for I don't think I have enough to finish the whole project. This is the old brown glue, really good stuff. I just don't have enough on hand, so I'm going to be using Titebond hide glue. So let's dive into actually what we need to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually cutting out the leather. The nice thing about this is both sides should be a mirror image of each other. I'm gluing the rougher of the two sides towards the wood, giving it more surface area. I'm going to cut out the holes ahead of time for the two screws to go through. I'm just cutting them square. It's easier than cutting them around, and it's really not going to make much of a difference in the long run. Then I'm going to be using my, I'm actually using my carving knife, one of the sharpest knives in my shop. And I'm going to need to sharpen it after this, but oh well. It makes a really nice clean cut. For the glue, I'm going to start with the Barge contact cement, and you want to apply it to the surface that's going to dry the slowest first. And in this case, that's going to be the wood. The leather will soak it up and allow it to dry very quickly. So I want to put it on the wood, and here you can see how the lower viscosity makes it go on much, much easier, especially on the leather where you're kind of dragging it around this rough surface. Putting it on the leather is a lot easier when you can thin it down as opposed to the really thick, raw contact cement. I'm also going to probably end up putting about 2 coats on this because the leather soaks it up so fast. It never actually gets tacky before it gets dry.
On the other side with the hide glue, I probably should have warmed this up a little bit first. With the old brown, you really need to warm it up, whereas the tight bound stuff, you don't have to warm up as much. You don't have to warm it up much at all. It's just a bit thick, so it is hard to smear around. If you warm it up, it makes it easier to smear around. You don't have to work it quite as much as I'm having to do here. Oh well, I have to do a little more work. But with the hide glue, it's just smear it on. You don't have to worry about waiting for it to get tacky or anything. It goes in place. On the wood, it's much the same. Apply it to the wood and then spread it around with a brush. It goes very, very fast on the wood because it spreads around much easier than it does on the leather. Then it comes time to actually apply them. For the contact cement, I want to wait until it gets tacky. So ahead of time, I touched it, and my finger pulls it up when I pull away. And then I want to be careful not to put it... Oh, no, it touched. Because once the contact cement touches, it's down. But oops, oh well. I wasn't quite in the right place, but that's okay. I made these a lot larger than they need to be so that I can cut off the excess. So in this case, I'm just going to work it down and get it in place. I'm not worrying about really working it down heavily. I'll do that here in a minute. I can cut off the excess that I had a problem with earlier. Oh well. Now I can apply the hide glue side, and this one is a lot easier. There's a long working time on this. I don't have to worry about it getting tacky. I just have to put it in place, and if it's not quite right, I peel it off and put it in another place. The hide glue is very forgiving and very easy to put in place, and one of the reasons I think I'm leaning more towards the hide glue side. Then the nice thing about working with a vise is you clamp it and it's glued in. Just let it sit for a while. With the hide glue, you want to let it sit overnight. The contact cement might be a little bit better, but might as well just leave it overnight. Then the easy thing about this is you cut everything too large so it hangs off all four sides. Just come in with your knife, flush clean it off, and you're ready to go. It's done and ready for use. So hopefully this glue will hold for years to come, but we'll see. And only time will tell.
So if you're watching this in the future, maybe go check out some of my other current videos and see if these are delaminating or if they're not quite the way you think they should be, and that will tell you which one is better. I'll probably have a follow-up video in about a year or so comparing the hide glue versus the contact cement. Which one do I like better? Which one's holding up better? And how will they be working? I will leave links to the glues I'm using as well as the leather down below. So if you want to see those, go take a look at that. But yeah, this is kind of a quick little video, and I hope it gives you some information idea. I am hoping to have a video coming out soon on different types of glues, actually comparing different types of hide glues, so that might be happening soon as well. So that's about it for today. I do want to say thank you to the patrons on Patreon. You guys are the reason why I can keep putting out videos like this. I don't take on sponsors, and so this channel is completely supported by you, the viewers. I want to say thank you for that. If you'd like to find out more about that, there's more information down below. Also, you can subscribe and see some behind-the-scenes footage. And that's about it for today. Until next time, have a wonderful day.